Every single Fear and Hunger 2 tournament contestant thrown into the boxing ring. Who would win? Now, before we start this hypothetical, we should probably set up some ground rules. For one, no weapons are allowed. So that means no knives, no guns, and no magic. This also includes poison. So Olivia can't insta-kill someone with packed leaves. The weapons category would also include Abella's wrench, which will become more important later. Now we can start to see who would instantly lose. For one, Levi, he's far too crippled by his addiction and he's not able to use his gun, so he wouldn't be able to square up against someone like Marco and win. There's also Pav, who, without his pistol, probably wouldn't be able to hold his own into the finals. Abella wouldn't win surprisingly because without her wrench to deal massive damage, she wouldn't really be able to throw hands with, and I'm gonna use Marco again as an example, not throw hands with Marco and win. I'm pretty sure we can all agree that every contestant would fold under Marco because Marco has the most experience. But I believe Osa holds a pretty strong chance to win. There are two big reasons why. For one, Osa doesn't really hold his punches back like Marco does. For Marco, he's, for lack of a better term, terrified of possibly permanently hurting someone that is in the ring with him. We know how traumatized he is from killing someone else in the ring. With that kind of headspace, it makes sense that he would pull his punches a little and not go all out in fear of what he might do to the person. Osa doesn't have that problem. Osa will gladly send someone to the hospital if it means he can win. Osa generally doesn't really care much for the plight of other people if it does not directly benefit him, because he's a yellow mage and that's their ideology. Because of that, Osa wouldn't hold back on Marco with Marco pulling his punches. And we also know from his character portrait that Osa absolutely has the physical requirements to fight against Marco and hold his own pretty well. Those two are the real big reasons why. Osa isn't going to be holding back, and he has the physical capability to throw hands with Marco. And with Marco pulling back his punches, trying not to mortally wound, or possibly even dealing with the trauma that he previously had in the ring, in that moment, he would most likely not be able to beat Osa. Of course, this changes entirely if each contestant is in their peak, I guess you could say, psychological condition, where in that case, I think it would be very neck and neck with Marco just closely beating out Osa with his further experience. Other than that, that's basically it. Very short video, but, you know, it is what it is. Later.